on once again! It is yours truly. We haven't done a Mandalore video in a while, so I thought, you know what? Let's give it a shot. And all I know is this game. Is this game just called Legendary? I have never heard of this game in my life. I don't know where Mandalore finds these video games. I don't know how he finds them, but he does. Anyway. Okay, I did like that. Anyway. Mandalore! He makes really good videos. He hasn't been around for a bit, which made me worried for him, but I'm glad to see that he's back. You know, it's fun to have this kind of thing around for the most part. But I don't know what I meant by thing. I mean these reviews. He's made me laugh at some of his earlier reviews when I've watched them on my own. The game out there is just Underwater, Gears of War, and Dead Space? What? But anyway, Mandalore, even with his monotoneness, always seems to make me laugh in one way or another. But, yeah. We'll head into here and see where it goes. The hunting games were weird. Oh yeah, we watched those. Did I ever upload those? Damn it if I didn't. I need to show those to a friend. Because they made me laugh. The hunting videos, because funny enough, when I was younger, I played one of those hunting game video games. And it's just, what the hell is going on? I don't know how you turn a hunting game into a combat shooter, but they did it, so... Anyway, that's neither here nor there. We're going to learn about Legendary, where the cover is I think a World War II, or a modern-day rifleman, or infantryman, whatever you want to call him, shooting a Minotaur? Why is the video quality so terrible?
Exits this way, boys.
Oh! What? What is that? Is that a scrap golem? That's a scrap golem, I think. What is this? What am I looking at? Mandalore, what the hell? That's a really cool... Oh. That's a really cool logo. What was that? Who does he get to do his art design here? Who does he pay for this? They're phenomenal. Because this is... Can I take a closer look real quick? This is crazy. Look at this. I'm happy if you don't let people have their muffin, but oh my god. I don't think Fable... Oh, it's gone, whatever that was. And the helicopters
This
are...
is going to be an odd one. You know those shooters that feel like something only you played or might have been a dream?
Yeah.
I just played this, and that effect is already setting in. And there's no shot I'm patient zero for this one. And it's not like a weird debut game from a new studio either. These developers made Call of Duty Finest Hour.
What?
And they also made Turning Point Fall of Liberty, which explains a lot more. It's Legendary. The game, not the adjective, also known as Legendary the Box.
I was about to say, why is it... It's like just the adjective.
Before launch, and in my clips folder. So I guess that change came in late. But even if that stuck, I don't think it would have helped much telling an audience what this game is about. The box refers to Pandora's box.
Oh.
You can get the story behind that and the game's opening under the prologue slideshow. But it's not just backstory, this is the game's opening cutscene. If you just click new game, you get a different cutscene.
What?
You miss out on who anyone is, why this is happening, and other context. So why don't they separate this out? it's only about 2 minutes. It could be this was made last and filling in a lot of blanks that were cut out of the main game, but it really is just the prologue and you get filled in on these elements during the game. But my guess is that it's because Legendary's cutscenes are not skippable. So between lore cutscene and actual opening cutscene, it would be over 5 minutes until you were actually playing the game. If that was the reason, it definitely wasn't the cutscene skipping they should have been worried about. In any case, let's see a bit of the slideshow.
Okay.
Pandora's box, according to ancient myth, was a gift from the gods. A wedding present from a devious use, delivered with the warning that it should never be opened. Of course, Pandora's curiosity proved too strong, and she peeked inside, instantly releasing all the misfortunes of mankind into the world. That was the myth. The truth, unfortunately, was far worse.
Okay, just in case you laughed when you heard
Pandora's box
in front of a big jar, that's not the game being crazy yet, that is accurate. According to my research, the word box was a 16th century mistranslation. Pandora's box actually was Pandora's jar.
Yep, so that's actually a thing. It was originally a jar. It's just the term box, As he goes on, he's right about that, which makes it kind of funnier.
Stop laughing, it's not funny.
Besides,
the detail ends up not mattering because Pandora's box is a box. And it looks like a royalty-free Ark of the Covenant, including nations fighting for control of it, implying it might actually be the Ark. Whatever it was, a shadowy group called the Council of 98 found it and hid it away. But in the very next scene, or slide, researchers found it on the ocean floor. So maybe the Council of 98 just chucked it into the ocean because who gives a shit?
Wait, why are we having a shadowy organization and not having them, protect the thing that they're supposed to protect? I get it if they somehow accidentally let it loose or someone, within the organization wants to release it, but why have it just be found at the bottom of the reef? The ocean is a better protector during the time. I mean, that is true, but then why do we have the shadowy organization? You could just say that's what they did.
It's a short intro, but just so dense, especially when it comes from a character point of view. The moment you learn about
it also makes no sense the fact that it is now a box instead of the jar. Why not just keep it as the jar?
Illuminati Shadow Cabal. There's another one.
It caught the attention of my then-employer, LeFay. His obsession with ancient history, with the origins of Pandora's box in particular, led him to recognize the true nature of the artifact.
What's the true nature?
LeFay initiated a plan for our organization, the Black Order, to recover Pandora's box before the Council could react.
Wait, the Council is
hiring an intermediary that wasn't under their surveillance.
Why is there deep lore for this game? We haven't even gotten to the start. It acts like it's some sort of different game besides a shooter. This looks like a PS3 game or an Xbox 360 game that we'd usually see, on the storefront at that time. So why is it acting like it has this deep, gigantic lore? Were they expecting... Oh, they were expecting sequels, weren't they? Like, you have this lore, goodbye. Pretty much. I'm not going into 40K here. What's going on?
Charles Deckard was a thief, a career criminal who sold his expertise to the highest bidder.
Okay. It's not that there's too much information, there's just no breathing room. Was there a 2-minute limit?
A plan that did not become clear to me until I escorted Deckard to the museum holding Pandora's box, and he set in motion the events that would change the world. Forever.
Okay.
If you bet on he opens the box, you'd be right.
Yep.
But I didn't expect this mummy-looking key thing.
Oh! Why is the mummy returns here? Yeah, everyone knew he was going to open the box. That was very obvious.
The box is open, chaos is unleashed, and the shadows are all fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
Can you hear me? It's Vivian. What happened?
Now, normally this would be the part where I tell you how to fix this, or I'd upload some notepad file to download, but no. For starters, this is one of those games where the settings are just a black box, and I did dig into the engine to try all sorts of settings, but looking at other people's footage and console footage, it turns out the game just looks this way. It only stretches out and looks this bad in the opening scene, but I've played so many older games where the shadows were scuffed right from the start that I assumed that was just happening again. But
Makes
no,
sense.
This time, no file digging required, for now. Vivian, the PowerPoint woman, calls to give hot tips like, the building is on fire, and check your PDA for more.
Get out of the museum.
You take a stroll out, and I think the building is on fire was underselling it.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, there's now a giant earthquake fully on just... Oh, it's sucking people in.
An earthquake as well, but we're starting off where a lot of superhero movies end, with a big beam in the sky.
Yeah.
This one just aims for realistic bystander gore and reactions.
What is that?
For what the premise is, everything so far establishes they're aiming for a grounded tone. But boy did they go overboard on your feet. This bench looks like something you would jump over, right?
Yeah.
No, it's this statue.
What?
And it's tricky to jump over this statue.
What?
That might be the most horrifying thing I've seen so far.
Like, the human body can jump over that normally. Like, what? Oh my God. Oh! Burning people.
Nah, the shit jump is still worse. Oh
Shit.
my God.
Oh my God. Yes, bring your kids to the museum. Nothing bad will ever happen. Oh, there's a hole in the sky. Pretty much. The funny thing is, museums are always fun to go to, for me personally, but that's because of my history, I agree. Having crazy things happen as soon as Pandora's box open works, but, like, this kind of works out at the start, except for that little jump. That's stupid.
God. Wait, a corpse gets more airtime than the player? Well, as
Apparently.
bad as things are inside, outside is infinitely worse. The only way I can describe it is it's like nobody has any bones.
What? Oh! Oh! I see what you mean.
It's like shaking a box of Legos. But it's here where you really understand what Legendary...
He's not wrong. Oh, that's so goofy. Oh my God. Oh God. That got me. Just like watching them flop to the ground. Like none of the characters have any bones added to their characters, place your action figures on your on top of your sheets, then shake. No, but it's more like that they're all like Play-Doh people, that they're all like don't have any like sort of movement or bones or anything is within inside them to keep them steady.
is, because they go all in on earning the badass seal of approval.
Okay. Oh, the music. Oh.
Get away from the museum. Hurry.
You think? Oh, an invisible griffin? Oh, hello, griffin. Oh, it's taking the car. And the guy on it. They're definitely hyping up the music.
The box has released mythical creatures across our planet. It's a campy idea. They know it's a campy idea,
yeah.
So are trying extremely hard to get you to take it seriously. But the levels they reach for are so high, it loops back around to being funny.
Yeah. Okay. Oh! Alright!
This is the glory of Legendary. The myths and monsters of the ancient world are still weak to guns. So it's up to Deckard to close the box and set things right. Let's start with the
They're still weak to guns. Alright, if you had a different creature like a chimera come up and eat that guy, it might have been a bit better. But it's just like that scene in Jurassic World where that one lady bites it for no reason, like super hard.
visuals.
Goddamn.
It's such a crazy opening, they do set the bar extremely high.
That's
Just
a lot
when we're
of
starting to
griffins.
get used to the streets being a war zone between the NYPD and a flock of griffins, the
Yeah.
streets themselves rise up to be a traffic golem. And I checked my PDA, it is a traffic golem.
Traffic
the creatures in the
golem.
game aren't just from Greek mythology, they're from every mythology,
Oh.
with some of them being a lot more obscure than others.
Such
Even if
as?
you do know the origin, like seeing a bunch of blood spiders and going, oh, those are clearly Shijigamo's children, there's still
What the fuck? Okay, go back a little bit.
every mythology, with some of them being a lot more obscure than others. Even if you do know the origin, like seeing a bunch of blood spiders and going, oh, those are clearly Shijigamo's
children. Oh, the yokai. Let me type this in real quick. Shigemo. Oh, I don't like spiders. Oh, is a historically depiction for the dirt or earth spider. Shigemo is believed to be a descendant of the horrifying digging out earthworms, chieftains who would not submit to imperial authority. Oh yeah, this giant spider thing. I remember seeing this in Shin Megami Tensei. Was it a term to very social power? I don't know why the blood spiders would be its children.
Most children. There's still going to be a twist on how the real thing is different than the myth. Like,
yeah.
if you've played this game, you know you run into a werewolf or two.
That's a
they
werewolf?
Look super emaciated and feral.
Yeah.
And their movement is extremely twitchy and quick. That's because legendary werewolves were never humans. They're just animals with hypermetabolism and feral. And their movement is extremely twitchy and quick. That's because legendary werewolves were never human.
Weak, ravenous from hunger, and the wolf suffer from a highly advanced cannibalism. Hunger crazed werewolf art is fairly easy to take down one time at night, where they can overwhelm in group numbers.
They're just animals with hypermetabolism that want to strip down all biomass, just like Liam Neeson warned about in The Grey.
Why does he keep going to the?
So you
are given
a few creature types to deal with, and the devs put their own spin on it, even if you do know the source. Having a variety of enemies like this, so visually different, and in a linear Call of Duty style campaign, was pretty rare back then, and even now.
Oh yeah.
I mean, your basic baby enemy is a Teutonic fire drake that rolls around like Sonic the Hedgehog and spits magma.
What?
And sure, in New York, it's probably not the first time a drake has dragged someone off to a back alley, but it is weird to fight through a parade of fire lizards before the bad men with guns. You get this weird effect where one moment you're fighting a swarm of werewolves, back to Call of Duty, and then there's a possessed vending machine. And there are plenty of times the situation is a mix of all kinds of chaos. Just from the enemy types alone in the modern setting, you'll get all sorts of sights you haven't seen in a game before. Unless there's a shooter I don't know about where you take down griffins like the Mujahideen. It's a unique selling point, even if the execution isn't always great.
Why can the rockets lock on to the griffins? Why is that a thing? Why is that a thing? My voice is getting higher from this. This is so goofy. Oh, I'm dying. Someone help me. It's random stuff that Warhammer does.
Really, that's going to be a running theme with this one. Only our game has the traffic golem pile driving a bus near the Gnome Depot. This is true, but at what cost? Well, you might be surprised to learn that you actually globetrot during the campaign. There are a few moments during gameplay, and especially some cutscenes, where landmarks are impossible to miss.
Big
but
Ben.
Otherwise, this is a game drowning in certified 7th gen brown and bloom.
Oh yeah.
A lot of the time, the only color is coming from the blood of some enemies or corpses, which sounds like it could be cool in a stylish way games from here have done before. But most of the time, the image is just drab and muddy, to the point where sometimes it undercuts the insane things happening on screen. It feels weird that the attack on the city in the beginning is some of the best the game ever looks. There's also a later part in the New York streets that looks even better, because you have all these colorful signs and stores. They can give nice contrast and interesting lighting compared to the pure brown and gray destruction. There's also a few parts in Europe that look nice and atmospheric at night, but it's still kind of washed out and blurry. So you can imagine what it's like to spend a lot of time in the sewers, or the warehouses, or the subway, which is just the first stage in a sewer's life cycle. For how wild the concept is, I want to say you spend over half your time either underground in a nondescript hallway, or both. What's even worse is how many locations that aren't these still feel like these. Like, one mission has this huge cathedral looming over you the entire time. You fight through dusty streets to get to it, your allies are there to help take it over in this huge battle, and when you finally storm it, it's a big, brown, cavernous area. There are candle chandeliers and stained glass that should stand out, but instead it just feels like the subway. It's such a hyped up location, and instead it's barren and underwhelming. Now you could think the game was front loaded and it wouldn't be the first time for them, but they do try to have big set piece areas until the end. They're still just eaten alive by this style. Like, playing the game, I didn't notice the Statue of Liberty's head back there. Looking at the clip of it now, it's way more obvious, but after hours of brown, it all just starts to meld together.
Yeah,
sometimes
I can see
you get little glimpses of what could have been a sharper game, but this is it. The bare essentials.
The bare essentials. Ow! Well then.
So the overall look is kind of dog water, but again, not unusual for FPS games back then. It does have some merits, it could be way worse. To its credit, it does have some really cool and striking particle effects, like when sparks fly or water splashes, and the game has a lot of destructibility in the environments. You're usually not the one causing it, but it's there and keeps you on your toes. The danger of a griffin could also be at knocking a chunk of building onto you. They like buildings. They're sticking around because, according to the lore, griffins make nests out of steel beams.
What? Rebar proved to be a favor of griffins seek to build a new nest, which have drawn them to large cities across the globe. Although they prefer the meatier carcasses of werewolves Overgo the cat-like curiosity. I'm gonna try a rocket launcher on these overgrown birds, and we'll see who's the hunter, and who's the hunted. What the hell? I love that little update right there. Update. I'm gonna see who's the hunter and who's the hunted here. I just love that. Also, why would they build their nest out of rebar? That's a terrible idea. I don't know why. Why would they? Yeah.
They did come to the right place for that.
Yeah.
Still, rather than asbestos, the most particles you see will be from your magic, which I haven't gone over because, oh, well, you'll see.
All right.
Beyond what I've gone over
How bad
already,
is it?
there are two kind of related things that stand out about the game to me. The first is how inconsistent the animation is, since some character sequences are very smooth. There can be a slight layer of jank, but griffins are attacking people and ripping them out of their cars, and depending on where you're looking, it can go from cartoony to natural in a second. That's all good, but a lot of other animations just seem to be missing.
Found a way out of here.
There were times it got so strange, I had no idea what the fuck I was looking at. Sometimes it would be the boneless effect from the intro, other times it was like animations were missing keyframes. You see it best in some of the cutscenes where characters sometimes move a bit too much like puppets.
Right there.
Deckard, Deckard, wake up!
Yeah, like puppets right there. Oh, there they go.
Morning, sunshine. Sleep well? Main assault's underway, but the Black Order's...
Yeah, they keep doing like missing a few frames as they go.
Come on, let's get it done.
Here's what fascinates me. While some cutscenes are kind of marionette looking, if they involve extreme violence, they're going to be smoother. When you're playing other action games, you're kind of used to seeing allied NPCs bite it in one way or another. A random Luke surviving an attack is usually a surprise. Usually they're set dressing to show how dangerous a new enemy is, but sometimes you can protect them and try to get them through the level. Now, Legendary hates random NPCs so much, and will always deliver the highest quality possible for their death. The intro isn't a one-off, it's a mission statement.
It's like they're, it's not a one-off, it's a mission statement. Oh, this is one of those like horror movies where no one except for the main character is allowed to survive. This is that bad where I'm saying, okay guys, we'll get through this. Does anyone, I don't remember what movie that was, but there's one part where Sam Jackson, they're in an underground area, I don't remember. They're in an underground like submarine base. But I don't know what else to call it off the top of my head. But basically, he's going through a big speech, and then a shark leaps up out of nowhere and just devours him whole. I don't know what movie that's from, you can tell me, but yeah. Like, usually people, if there's like a big crowd, you'll see a few people bite it. But if they go through people like this, it's nothing. Deep Blue. Oh, that's the name of the movie. Okay. Okay, good to know. For those who don't know, we sometimes react to stuff live if you ever want to come by my streams over on Twitch. What is that? Is that supposed to be a harpy? Oh, wow. God damn.
We'll time the soundtrack for it.
We shouldn't be poking this thing.
Do not poke this. Wow. I guess someone just had fun making these animations. Dear God. There's so many of them. Just catching fire. He didn't even. Good Lord. Like, why'd you look away from it? Okay. Just getting ripped. Oh.
Jesus Christ. Send me to the Psalm instead, boss. And look.
Yeah, dear God, what the hell? Just random dudes just eating it completely. Like it hates the fact that they are in the area where the main character is. Good Lord. Like they hate the idea that he is alive and actually, you know, moving through the area. Like, they hate the idea that they are anywhere near the main character at all. I guess they had fun making those animations. I don't know, there's some people that really just like making gory animations.
Fan was ridiculous. That's like a horror movie kill.
Yeah,
what
that
gets
is.
me is the werewolves have no humanity in them, but we still have this one channeling mankind at the top of Hell in a Cell. It's unusual to see this because it's the right call. Will I remember a single line of this game in 2 weeks? No. So
No.
exposition, whatever.
Yeah.
They can be more puppet-like, or we'll do a slideshow. Scenes like this explain themselves. We don't need our characters to look perfect.
Yeah.
Let's save the animation for what matters.
Getting ripped to
Since I'm
shreds.
thinking about audio for some reason, let's go over that too. On default settings, this is one of the loudest games I've ever played, and there's no separating the audio. Music can only be on or off. You've been hearing them enough already, so no need to isolate them, but the sound effects can be very crunchy and distorted. It would overall be an average FPS soundscape, but there are some sound effects
that's what
that
they want,
really
yeah.
drag it down. Deckard is a silent protagonist, and for the other characters, there's not much worth mentioning about the voice acting. You'll mainly notice the mixing on Commander Whitedeer, who sounds like he's screaming at you through a tin can half the game.
Oh.
Says Charlie here, Imperial werewolves, large, mean werewolves. Hold position there. Deckard, scout ahead and find out what the enemy is up to.
Dear God, that sounds bad. What is he using? What kind of is... Dear God, that does not sound great.
Still not doing it. It's the random extras I ended up noticing more. They range from distraught and horrified to cartoony, which makes a weird mix.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry your baby's dead, but look at this cat.
What?
Stupid thing's just a big stupid dog. Who's in charge now, stupid?
Oh my gosh.
Don't you want to know what he's got planned? Look, I follow orders, don't ask questions. It's a lot easier that way. Trust me.
Oh my God.
Rather sit out here in the middle of the night and torment a werewolf than be part of the big picture?
That's the little things that keep me happy.
Dear
Is that
God.
right, stupid? Huh? You big stupid dog?
Was that Jimmy Witchard? Also, it could be I was starting to hear...
I didn't expect to hear Jimmy Witchard from King of the Hill. Dear God, that's a name I somehow remember. He's the only guy that Hank Hill has actually kicked his ass, quite literally. I mean that in the most literal form, because he put his son in danger. Using the mic from Knockoff Wish. What? I don't know what you mean by that, but yeah.
hear things after constant gunfire, but I think they were ripping sounds out of Star Wars, including character lines.
What? Wait, what? No.
Why is it so distorted like it's from a numbers station? I must be hearing it wrong.
What?
It doesn't matter. As for the music, when it's not playing, you can tell the soundscape is actually pretty thin and doesn't have that many layers. So they'll usually have some ambient guitar playing, which ranges from fine to garage band tuning their instruments. Sometimes they try to use a guitar as a jump scare, and it sounds like hell.
What? Reducing audio. Dear God, that could be. Sounds like it could be loud. They're trying a little too hard here.
Is it meant to be scary or a
Which is Chinese Amazon? That's what it mean. Oh, that's what you mean.
the sound will attack the player?
So, I mean, it already feels like it's attacking me because it's still kind of loud, honestly. For me, at least. For you guys, I have it
tried out a
turned down.
reverb filter here to make it more diegetic, and it just does not work. The combat and action music is generally a lot better. Some has some good energy, like the classic Doom games, where it is very repetitive, but has a good energy to it.
That's good, at least. The Minotaur. Yeah, shoot a rocket at the Minotaur.
I don't know.
Why
I
does
could
he
be
look so
wrong and this
goofy?
Sounds like pure garbage, but compared to... Yeah, this is amazing. Keep playing this one.
Keep playing this
Please.
one.
Anything over the bad sound.
Just axe the Drake.
In the end, I envy the Illuminati janitor. He's got headphones on. He will never hear the Song of Torment. Anyways, let's move on to the gameplay.
It's a shooter. 7th gen shooter, so.
Now, I know there's a lot that looks exciting here, but we have to get back to fundamentals for a second with how you just move in the game. Looking at it, you would think there's not much to talk about, but there are a few things that are scuffed here. Like, for a game already full of fairies that possess objects, or Nari being technical, it seems like your legs are the most haunted. Levels will have these disgustingly enchanted spots where you slide around for no reason. Like the game never anticipated you just stopping. And sometimes, these are next to objects and props in the level, or the collision of the object can go slightly outside of it, so it can be easy to get boxed in by an enemy and die. But if you stay out in the open, you're very quick. You can sprint backwards and strafe sprint, so when you first start fighting, it's pretty promising, and then you find out how much the terrain fights you. I may have said it before, but this is my new standard for the worst vertical jump in an FPS. I would say even Marathon is better, which has no jump button, but you can figure out what it wants from you. Legendary has moments that feel like a platforming challenge, because you just can't tell which object you can actually climb on top of.
Yeah.
This is a good example of how
Look at how little you jump there. Dear God. Why do you even have a jump in this game? Let's be honest here. Just give him something to scale.
Since I was in the right spot the first time, but not the exact right magical spot. There are so many jumps that should be brainless, but instead, they feel like puzzles. When it looks like you should be able to jump over everything, it's not always clear where to start. Which is really unhelpful when the game has actual fucking platforming sections.
What?
So only do little careful jumps, right? Well, what if there's a bigger jump?
Oh god!
Oh, I'm sorry, was that forward jump? Forward jump is iDivine Cybermancy tier. Just jumping is the same airtime as a hiccup, but sprint jump is so fucking fast. I tried using it on that little box jump from earlier, and hitting a wall with it transferred my momentum directly into the fire. Objects don't slow you in this jump, they just change direction.
He even has like the Dark Souls music going on in the background, which I think is the music for the Borborio Valley guy. The Walker of the Borborio Valley. The Guardian of the Borborio Valley. I don't remember his name, but yeah, that's what he does. But still, that's great. Dear God. It's funny to watch, but it'd be terrible to play.
That's like some fucking ultra kill tech. Or maybe certain objects slow you down, but the other jump is like an inch.
Yeah.
That's insane. This is just from moving around. It's like, this is always happening. And if you guessed the jump isn't always responsive, you'd be right.
Dear God.
Why is the game like this? Why are the bad guys bringing beers to blow off steam in the Minotaur pen?
What?
Get me out of this. Also, the rocket launcher makes you slow as molasses, unless you sprint. You can sprint when it's not equipped, but if rocket launcher footage looks a little weird, that's probably why. Otherwise, the gun aiming is a little twitchy and can be awkward, but it's otherwise decent. You have a standard arsenal of a shotgun, a pistol, a few full auto options. There's no sniper rifle, but there's a silenced assault rifle that serves the same role, and you can clear the whole game with it.
Nice.
Unfortunately, you can only carry 2 guns at a time here, and your axe melee weapon, so once you find the weapons that work, you won't be switching out a whole lot, except for the sections that do need a rocket launcher. While the enemy variety is unique and cool in a visual way, they don't play differently enough to make you want to change out your loadout, except for sometimes you might want to grab a shotgun, but that's more for cramped levels and enemy spawn points right by your face than adapting to an enemy. Honestly, I mainly switched out weapons just to stop the video from looking too repetitive. You can eventually get a flamethrower near the end of the game, but it's not great, and mainly useful for a single section with spiders.
That sucks.
They can lock down enemies, but they can also bug out a lot from it, so it's kind of a jank machine. Not to mention, there's a trickle of Black Order flamethrower troops near the end of the game as well, but their movement is so stiff and their AI is so bad, I wonder if they're actually unfinished. What's downright bad
they're not even
is grenades.
shooting.
They don't feel like throwing grenades, they feel like throwing dumbbells. It's like Deckard was made in a lab to haunt every Planet Fitness in America. Like anything he throws will become 50 kilos heavier and will set off the lunk alarm. I got so used to aiming so high, I overshot enemies.
I forgot about the lunk alarm. For those who don't know, a lunk alarm in a Planet Fitness is basically when you do a lot of heavy weights and it hits the ground and it gives an alert to them because for some reason they just want it to be like in every man's gym, which is, it's not really hard for them to set off their lunk alarm. It's, yeah. It's not great, you know what I mean. Either way, on that matter, it's just so goofy to have that.
My best grenade kills were accidents I did not plan for.
Wait, what? Alright. Great.
I went where I wanted them to, but what's really funny is it works the same way for the AI. Allies and enemies also over or undershot them constantly.
Oh my god.
It's an even playing field. Then you have your Signet, Deckard's brand of shame. While human enemies will just drop dead, mythical creatures will drop orbs of energy, animus energy. Now,
Animus
if you play a
energy?
game or two and see that big glowing hand, you have some assumptions.
Yeah.
Well, to make things simple, you have all your powers from the start. If you're by an Animus orb, you hold F to absorb the energy, and if it's gone, you hold F again to heal. If you have enough energy, double tap F for the Animus Blast. And that's it.
Really?
Really, that's it. Instead of just picking up health or getting an overheal, you absorb energy that you can then convert into health in 2 separate steps. It's not like the blast is a mega powerful thing you want to save up for either. It's mainly useful for knocking the fairies out of their intangible state, but they do that anyways when they're about to attack. So ideally, it helps you get the drop on one
So what's the
enemy
point
type,
of it?
which drops more Animus energy anyways. At worst, it can cause a game soft lock. Because
What?
there's one part where Deckard is back at the box and then attacked by ghost werewolves? Whatever they are,
God.
only the JO Crystal Blast can make them tangible.
Only the
so
JO
if you came into
Crystal?
this fight without enough energy, you're stuck. It didn't happen in my playthrough, but I know of people who were burned by it. Still, it makes for a tedious health system that doesn't have much going for it. It feels like it'd be
Yeah.
simpler to drain health back before getting energy, but then that would take away the choice, and way more people would die to ghost werewolves. With how generic the weapons are too, this really could have benefited from some more powers. Which is a tall order, but if this system is attached to your health bar, then yeah, of course this needs more to it.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of needing more, the enemy variety. Beyond ghost werewolves, there are also alpha werewolves. They're a little bigger and have pompadours, otherwise all wolves
Pompadours.
fight the same. However, they're still a very reactive enemy. A wolf might run for cover and then chuck it at you. They can do this with all kinds
That's
of
an
objects that were
interesting
scattered
idea.
around the map during a fight, so it gives them an unconventional ranged attack, which is pretty fitting.
Yeah.
And it can even change a bit based on what's happening in the map. Sometimes as you shoot at them, flesh peels away and you see them covering their face to block out the bullets. Most calibers win rock, paper, scissors, but it does
Yeah.
reinforce their animals. You can
Yeah.
stop that by shooting their arm ligaments, which makes their limbs spaghetti.
Oh,
Also,
that's
werewolves
cool.
need to be decapitated, or their freak metabolism will heal them. You first face off with them after you've gotten the fire axe, and there is something extra satisfying about having to pull it out and thwack the werewolf's head off. But once you have
Yeah.
enough full auto ammo, there's no need to do that. Remember, overwhelming firepower can still be surgical, it's just surgery for everyone.
Surgery for everyone.
You can use water in the environment to cool down the fire drakes, but it doesn't matter. Because the reality is, 2/3 of this game is werewolves. They're in the streets, they're in the sewers, they're in the offices.
Damn.
Near the end of the game, I was thinking, man, what happened to all the other creatures? And I guess
Yeah.
the developers did too, because there was a sudden parade of everything else. And then it was back to werewolves, and the game's second favorite enemy, Black Order foot soldiers.
Oh,
Their design does have a
great.
Cyclops homage going on, but I wouldn't say that counts.
Yeah.
For a game branded so hard on Greek myth and imagery, I didn't expect this many werewolves.
Thank you for the raid! That was my favorite Yeti. Hey Vitti, how you been? It's good to see you. I know I lurk in your streams, sometimes I do it for a lot of my friends, but how you been, guys? For those who don't know me, I am MechWolf, a mech pilot VTuber that is also a wolf. I run the hunting pack, as I call them, the mercenary group, or that's my VTuber lore, and I do sometimes reactions and other gaming content for fun stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys had fun over there with everyone's favorite Yeti, and I hope you have fun here as well. We're right now watching Legendary the Review, which is a strange game, at the very least.
There are 3 Minotaur mini-boss fights, 2 or 3 Griffin ones, and man are they janky. 2 of 3
God.
Minotaurs got stuck during our fight.
Wait,
The
what?
Griffins can jerk and slide around and don't have much weapon feedback. Actually, besides wolves, most enemies don't have much weapon feedback.
Oh.
Their AI breaks down more often than most Lincolns do, where they'll just
Big
stand
bird,
still
yep.
or run in a circle doing nothing. It
It's
feels
supposed to be
more-
where apparently you unleash Pandora's box, so now you have to shoot all mystical creatures with basically a gun and fight them off with guns, which it's very goofy.
more like the werewolves were the most reliable enemy, but even with that, they break down a lot too.
Oh God.
For small arms fire. Deckard, find some luggage.
Oh God, they're just coming in.
On top of that, dying in this game sucks, but dying to something out of your control really sucks.
Oh yeah.
You might die to a bug or stand in the wrong spot during a scripted event. Either way, checkpoints can be far,
Oh,
but even if they're
no.
not, you bet you can't skip through the cutscenes. Which, again, is an issue a lot of games can have, but here it can happen out of your control a lot more often. It
Oh,
did stay interesting enough
no.
for me to want to push through it, even with the nightmares happening, because Legendary still has things like the Traffic Golem. For all the effort they make explaining these creatures, the Traffic Golem remains very mysterious. I'm not actually sure if it's outright hostile, but it would help if I knew when the game took place. Because I think most traditional golems aren't supposed to operate on Sunday.
Oh, that was a tentacle. Most golems aren't supposed to operate on Sunday. That was apparently a kraken near England. I don't know why he goes to England when he unleashes the Pandora's box in New York. I don't know what's going on half the time in whatever this game is doing.
But in other accounts, they do run continuously. So it could be evil, or simply misguided. Unaware of its size, but trying to be helpful and turn off every light switch in a building at the same time. I've got no idea. And if you couldn't tell, there's not much to the main story of Legendary. It's mainly about tire spinning, and narratively not much of huge consequence happens. The main beats are, you open the box. The Golem has the box. Now the Council of 98 has the box. The Black Order stole the box. My biggest story takeaway was going, the first act of this feels like the last act of Thief. Not getting any articles for that analysis. So my interest here is some smaller things. In the environment, in the lore. The overall story is dull, but actually playing the game, you'll be stopping your tracks so baffled by what you're seeing. Covering all of that would basically be a Let's Play.
Everyone has a
Pussycat Club. What the fuck is That's already a weird game, but to quote a Greek philosopher, there are still things that stick out like a dick in a cake. And I mean beyond the creature moments, like seeing a griffin do the Mufasa and Scar routine. The whole game is built around monsters in the modern world, mainly werewolves, but there is some funky world building and reactions around it. Like Deckard is a silent protagonist, but reading his PDA, he definitely has a New York accent. It's not great, but it does make me wish he did talk. Otherwise, exploring the world, you find all kinds of bizarre writing. Like a text message from their child every American parent fears. Hey Dad, the school is being attacked by fire lizards. What should I do? It could be a worse situation, but I think that tone is still too casual. Anyways, the quick rundown is LaFay, the bad man, betrayed Vivian, the narrator, so she defected from the Black Order to the Council of 98. It turns out he wanted the Scooby-Doo Monsters Unleashed to do something.
Scooby-Doo Monsters Unleashed? Oh god. I don't even know what to say with that one.
Kind of recruited into the council. The world is run by two competing Illuminatis, and one has Blackhawks and one has Imperium Valkyries. So on one hand, the Black Order is much better at being an evil secret organization, but they mainly use these things to catch werewolves and have weird priorities. There's intel from the Black Order that says they almost took over the world in 1945, which seems to imply they're the Nazis, but that's the year the Nazis lost. There's a lot left unclear, but there's something attached to this that makes it really funny. Eventually, Deckard the Mercenary Thief is a guest of honor at the council headquarters. After much research on his signet, it turns out he could set the world back right. The monster invasion really isn't an invasion, they are just stupid animals. Animus energy is just their life force, and the box is some kind of transmitter. Whatever it is, opening the box dumped them onto the planet, the council wants to close it, but the Black Order wants to control the creatures. They've even made devices that tame them at short range. On the gameplay side, you can convert them over for temporary allies. On the story side, it makes blowing off steam with the Minotaur much more dire. Still, the Council of 98 is, researching the creatures, so you can try at the lab and smush fairies, drown fire drakes, set Minotaurs on fire, and run your own gladiator matches.
What the hell? Get your ass back here! Oh my god.
They may be stupid animals, but this research tells us a lot about their boiling point.
Boiling
point? When you eventually storm the Black Order HQ, you run across this. Harsh, creepy music, tiled testing chambers. My god, maybe they were Nazis. In pursuit of their evil control, they're just torturing the animals.
Oh my god,
Guys, we don't have the high ground here.
No, we don't. Like,
control booth and wait for me there.
Oh, what the hell? What? Oh, he slipped through the world.
The real final boss. Now you have to go into the engine and reduce your frame rate down to 30, because if you don't, you will fall through the elevator every time.
Oh my god!
Climax at a much lower frame rate until you get a checkpoint and can go back and rechange it. And now I might misremember LaFay as being LaFrame. The council storm the roof and you fill his big, evil Animus box with energy, and this overloads it, breaks his stupid machine, and as a reward, you get an insane villain death.
Okay, what happens? How bad does he get it? Oh my god. What the hell?
Oh, what? No Kraken to eat him at the bottom? This doesn't matter. Nothing else tops that. The box is finally destroyed, but Deckard is arrested because his hand could make a new one, or something like that. But instead, he immediately breaks out and tames a griffin. It all happens about that quickly, and then you're done. Unless you want to play multiplayer.
What?
There are a few maps, but only one game mode, and it feels like parody.
Warehouse.
It's a team match where you compete to load your Animus machine by farming werewolves. And
what?
sometimes they all lock onto one player and ignore you completely. Truly, this is legendary. At this point, I don't even know if the werewolf audience would accept this game.
The werewolf audience.
And you know what? I don't want to play Xbox. I don't want to fit in. I just want to be a team werewolf. Ugh!
What the hell?
Now Sasquatch can play Halo 3.
Playing the game.
What the hell was that?
Came to mind were broken and
What the hell was that? I don't even.
bad. Having seen the whole vision, that hasn't changed, but now the word is unfinished. Looking at all the variety and what lore was written down, it seems clear this was a bigger vision at one point, and they ran out of time and money. It does make me wonder what it could have looked like with only a few more months of polish, but the idea at its core is a fun and interesting one. This is the kind of game I think could benefit the most from a reimagining. Maybe a new game could have New York-inspired creatures, like the Demon of Public Transit speakerphone, or the Witches of Trying to Sell Me Fake Merchandise.
Wait, what?
Or Skaven.
Skaven. Just Skaven.
At the end of the day, it's one of those games more interesting to learn that it exists compared to actually playing it. But if you can put up with the worst parts of it, there is some weird and interesting stuff to find. I would still say you shouldn't. Play another FPS game, or a disaster post-apocalypse game, or any myth game. It's a big list, just get me out of this one.
Oh, damn! One hit? God damn. Oh, we're in Hades now for some reason. Why is it the shocking sound he always uses?
Wait, who the hell are you?
What the hell? Why is Mandalore the Druid Knight, King of Limbo? Wait, who the hell are you? Why is he in Hades? What is happening?
Oh god damn it.
Oh god damn it. The show art animation by Snake Sucks. Nice work. Snakey did good work. Snake did good work. Okay, final words from him.
Are Roswell Greys and Flying Saucers modern American mythology? Those might have gotten around too much, but we still have Johnny Appleseed and Paul Bunyan.
Yeah.
And I guess Mothman.
And
Bigfoot,
David Crockett, I guess.
Lots of weird regional ones.
Yeah.
What are other game shapes I have in my collection besides sphere and trapezoid?
Oh my
A
god.
pyramid, a perfect cube, and a very long rectangle. How do I
Really?
feel about Titus becoming a 40k narrative character? Seeing as the game sold a ton of copies, it makes sense to bring more people in, but I wish they'd stop killing people off screen. Thoughts on the Deus Ex Remaster trailer? Everything in it looks like a shrink-wrapped hot dog. Was I intentionally misidentifying animals in Cabela's to get a rise out of people? There is an answer to this, and it's in the 2013 video. Animals aren't the only thing misattributed, and there's a very big on-screen example at one point. But that's all I'll say. It's like the whole Kaftar thing where there is a clear answer, but sometimes I'd rather just leave pieces because it's pretty fun to put it together.
Yeah. Anything else? I need to move. Good job! Thank you for giving them a shout out. God damn it, I can't believe I forgot to. No, it's fine, it happens sometimes. So, yeah, that happened. Looking for a hydrate. But yeah. This is why you don't name something just an adjective. Because, you know, it doesn't work out and people are probably going to use that adjective in their games. So it makes things everything else confusing. Anyway. If you guys want me to react to more, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all later. Bye-bye, and, well, take care of yourselves. Be good to yourselves, and, yeah. That was funny. I don't know what else to say besides that, but because that was overall silly to me. Later, guys.